Once upon a time, there was a boy named Aryan. He lived in a small village and came from a poor family. His parents worked hard on their small farm, growing crops and selling vegetables to earn a living. Aryan was a kind-hearted boy who always helped his parents, but deep inside, he had a dream: to go to school and learn, just like the other children in the village. Every morning, Aryan would watch the children from his village walk to school in their neat uniforms, carrying their books. He longed to be one of them, to sit in a classroom and learn about the world. But his family couldn't afford to send him to school. Instead, Aryan helped his parents in the fields, plowing the land and watering the crops. Despite this, his desire to learn never faded. One day, while taking vegetables to the market with his father, Aryan noticed a group of children gathered around a notice board outside the school. Curiosity got the better of him, and he went closer to see what was happening. It turned out that the government was offering scholarships to students who excelled in an upcoming exam. The winners would be sent to study in the city for free. Aryan's heart skipped a beat. This was his chance. He knew this exam could be the key to changing his life. However, there was a big problem. Aryan had never attended school and had no formal education. The exam was in 2 months, and he had no teacher to guide him. Most people would have given up, but not Aryan. That night, Aryan sat with his parents and told them about the scholarship exam. His father, though tired from a long day of work, listened carefully. "If this is what you want, Aryan, we will support you," his father said with a smile. His mother hugged him and promised to help in any way she could. The next day, Aryan went to the village library, a small room with a few shelves of old books. He asked the librarian for books on mathematics, science, and language. The librarian, surprised by Aryan's determination, handed him the books and wished him luck. Aryan returned home, his arms full of books, ready to begin his journey. He quickly realized it would not be easy. The topics in the books were unfamiliar to him, and there was no teacher to explain things. But Aryan wasn't discouraged. Every morning, he woke up before sunrise and helped his parents on the farm. After finishing his work, he would spend hours reading and solving problems. When he didn't understand something, he would go back to the library to find more books or ask the librarian for advice. Days turned into weeks, and Aryan's schedule became more and more demanding. His friends invited him to play, but Aryan politely refused, explaining that he needed to study. They teased him, saying, "What's the point of studying if you're not in school?" But Aryan knew that learning was his way out of poverty. He had a dream bigger than the fields he worked in every day. As the exam date approached, Aryan felt the pressure building. There were moments of doubt when he wondered if all this effort would be worth it. He felt tired, both physically and mentally. But every time he thought of giving up, he reminded himself of his dream to study and make a better life for his family. His parents continued to encourage him, reminding him that hard work never goes to waste. Finally, the day of the exam arrived. Aryan woke up early, put on his best clothes, and walked to the school where the exam was being held. He was nervous, but he had prepared as much as he could. The other students looked at him curiously, wondering who this boy was. Aryan found a seat, took a deep breath, and began the test. The exam was tough, but Aryan remained calm. He answered every question to the best of his ability, relying on the knowledge he had gained over the past 2 months. After hours of writing, the exam was over. Aryan handed in his paper, feeling a mixture of relief and anxiety. Now, all he could do was wait. Weeks passed, and Aryan continued his usual routine. He worked on the farm and visited the library, though the tension of waiting for the exam results weighed heavily on him. One day, a letter arrived at Aryan's home. It was from the school. With trembling hands, Aryan opened the letter. As he read the words on the page, his eyes filled with tears. He had passed the exam. With the highest score in the entire district, Aryan had won the scholarship and would be going to study in the city. His parents embraced him, tears of joy streaming down their faces. Their son had done what seemed impossible. Aryan's journey didn't end there. He moved to the city, where he attended one of the best schools. Though it was a new environment, Aryan's determination never wavered. He worked harder than ever, determined to make the most of the opportunity he had earned. Over the years, Aryan excelled in his studies, eventually becoming a well-known scientist. Looking back, Aryan often thought about his time in the village. He realized that his success wasn't because he was born lucky or had special privileges. It was because of his hard work, determination, and belief in himself. No matter how difficult life seemed, Aryan knew that with persistence, anyone could achieve their dreams.